So we haven't actually shown the pond yet, so I'm kind of walking down. We have a pond on the property. It's more like a big mud hole right now, so I don't really know what we're going to be able to do with it. I'm still doing some research on like what can we do with this area, and is it going to be something that is going to be possible to use, because I think it's just a runoff. So there you go. It's just a big mud hole. I don't I've been told there's catfish or fish in there. I don't know. It seems very stagnant pool of water, but we'll see. But I do plan on summertime coming out here, and we're going to clear this area and actually build a dock out at this level, at this ground level, going out, so in case that does rise to this level. And we're going to do some more research on how to get certain building up some kind of what would you call it, seeing if we can build up this God, what would you call the word, environment, if you will, I don't know, the ecosystem, to build up this ecosystem where this water won't stay as muddy, and hopefully I can get some of this mud to settle. But I don't know if that's possible. I've read that it's possible. I don't know if it's possible. So another thing that I'm considering is we're going to possibly put some gutters on the barn and actually run those gutters down through here, so that the gutters from the barn can feed this and maybe even bring the water level up. Again, I don't know if that's a possibility. It's just a thought that I've had, and I'm really wanting to try it and see, because I would like to have that water level up to here, have all this water come up to here, and have that to be a lot wider, bigger area. When I looked at it from the map, from a Google map, there was at one time where this took up 0.2 acres. Right now that is not 0.2 acres worth of water, but it would be nice to have that actually take up all the way up to here, which would be about 0.2 acres, and it would be a lot larger. And I think if we could get this all the way up to 0.2 acres and have it to where it's not as muddy and it actually has an ecosystem to keep it in check, that would be really awesome. And some big old bullfrogs. Something like that. That'd be sweet. But we'll see. Let me get up here and see if April's made it back. Good morning. Today's video is going to be about finally trying to get internet to the barn. I don't know if you can see that, and I don't know if I can point with my finger because I'm holding a tablet. But that little piece right there on the top, not the round piece, but the little rectangle sitting there, that is our access point. And the barn is way back there in the woods. So I'm going to flip the camera around and show you what I'll look like. Alright, so that is the bridge. I've got a power supply in my back pocket, running the PoE injector right here, and then powering the bridge over here. Dog's getting in trouble for something. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through the woods and see if I can figure out how far we can actually get with the bridge. This is not optimal mounting, but it'll do for testing. Alright, so I just did my initial alignment test, and that didn't work out so well. Anyway, so check this thing out we just found. Look at this. Big old tree that had fallen down. I'm going to flip the camera so you can see it better with the front camera. Look at that. Big old tree. Big root system. Gonna get out here and have to clean that up one day. It's in the woods. So we're probably about halfway between the house and the barn, and we're getting pretty good signal right now. So I just did an alignment on the house, so let's continue on through the woods and see how far we get. You can kind of see the barn through there. Kind of cut myself off there. You kind of see the barn through there. We're just going to keep going. It's about 500 feet between the house over there and the barn that's through there. So let's keep trucking through here and see how far we get before we lose signal. And I can hear April there, she's sneezing. I'm out here in the woods.
Okay, do I need to wait here?
No, you can come around. I think we're gonna be good. Okay, it looks like we, just standing at the corner of the barn, we were getting 4 megs up, down. And then, so we're just gonna go ahead and mount. I bought us some mounts. And we're just gonna go ahead and mount this up on that corner over there and somehow get over there without getting mud everywhere. And then run the wire down over to here. And then this is where we'll mount a router and all kind of goodies to then get internet inside the barn. So let's see if we can actually make that happen. Okay, we're about to start. We're gonna go up there and drill the hole.
Do not try this at home.
Safety first. Whenever you don't have a
Tall
ladder,
enough ladder,
you just
create
use a
one.
table.
An uneven table, might I
Yeah,
add.
see?
It's not even touching the floor on one side.
Totally supported over here, so that's great.
Glad we have health insurance.
Well, it's kicking in soon. Okay, we're gonna get up there and drill the hole.
Wish us luck.
Wish me luck. You're the one climbing the ladder. Had to go get a power supply for the surface. Went ahead and just ran some power over there. We went ahead and got the, where is it? Oh, here we go. The cover plate, because I forgot to get that. So we're going to test it here, make sure everything is good, and then I'll get up there and tighten up the cable. We'll run it across. We're then going to set up this router here, and this router will be for the barn, and we will have a nice router and internet for Alexa and everything else, and we'll be able to play Christmas music and everything from here. So let's see what we got. Okay, with no alignment right now, just sticking it up there, we're getting about 12 megs to the house and then an upload of about 13. So I'm doing pretty good. I think we're going to go ahead and get the router set up and get it just in place. So then April can stand outside with her phone, or I can use my phone, and then I can do a good alignment with a good alignment here to get that signal strength up. So we'll see. All right, so we got pretty good connection here. So we're getting 12 megs upload and download. So that's not too bad for the barn because we are pretty far from the house. So that's looking pretty good. All right, well, got the antenna installed. Got it aligned on this end. Gonna head back to the barn and do one more final alignment on the barn. We're not getting like, I was hoping, because at the top of the hill and probably not even 40 feet from the barn, we were getting speeds of, it was like 90 at the top of the hill, go down a little further, and yes, it dropped to like 40 or 50. But I was thinking, well, shoot, if I'm standing here on the ground, 40 and 50, we're gonna be able to at least get 40 or 50, maybe even more, higher, get higher up on the barn. That's not the way it works, I guess. So I think what's happening is they're overshooting. So one's down here and one's way up here, so they're not really direct. I need to kind of angle them, but I'm not really interested in all that right now. I'm just trying to get internet at the barn. Maybe if it gets summertime, I have better ladders. I can spend a little bit more time tweaking and actually doing some directional orientation, not just sticking it on the barn. And I'm also thinking that maybe once summer gets here, I'm going to actually put a bigger outside equipment structure, and I may make it tall, so it'll actually be in line where here's the equipment and here's the barn, and there's a direct connection between the equipment house and the barn. Because one of the things that I told April once we moved on the property that I wanted to do was, I want a fort. I want mini forts. I want an underground bunker. I want all kind of things that I always grew up thinking that would be cool. And why not do them? Because they don't really cost anything. Like, I can have a really tall equipment bunker, equipment bunker, or a really tall tree house, and all it takes is a little bit of lumber and some work. Same thing with like a root cellar. A root cellar is going to be easy to build. Well, I say it's going to be easy to build. I don't know. I've never built one. But I feel like it's just a matter of, you know, buying the right amount of equipment, which is probably some cement blocks and, you know, and some rebar, and then just busting out your shovel and going to town. Now, would it be easier to do with a piece of equipment? Of course. What fun's that? So anyway, let me show you up here. So there it is, up on the corner. I'm gonna get up there and see if I can do a little bit more tweaking to align it once April gets here, because I told her I wouldn't climb the ladder without her. I'm gonna get up there and see if I can do a little bit more tweaking to it, and then that's it. I'll go inside, finish up the wiring, and then we will have Alexa in the barn, and we can say, Alexa, play Christmas music, or Alexa, add this to the shopping list. And the other thing that we're interested in is, because the house is way down there, and sure, we can call each other, but it also would be nice to just say, Alexa, drop in the barn. And then whenever she would do that, she'd just drop into the barn, and then we can have a conversation. When April's up here working, or if I'm up here working and she's not. So we will see. Quick update on this guy. Just turned on. He's been doing pretty good. See, not too loud. Warm though. Set it on 60 right now, and it's not running too often. It is running a little more than I would like, but we are in the process, and only waiting on time and lawyers. But once we get the house sold, I think the first project we're going to do is come in here and close in half this barn. And when we close in the barn, we're also going to close in the side that is going to remain barn. We're going to keep this side with an 8-foot roof or a 9-foot roof. We might go ahead and go 9 foot. So we're going to do 9-foot roof in here. But when we close this in, it'll reduce the square footage down to about 600 square feet. It will reduce the roof from very tall to only 9-foot, 10-foot roof. And when we do that, this will keep it a whole lot warmer, and it won't actually have to run as much. So if you're wondering, why do you think a 7,500 watt heater was a good idea? Well, one, it is keeping this bearable. So when we come up here and I want to throw down some curls, it's actually I'm not freezing, so that's good. And then when we do close it in, this thing will do amazing. It will not have a problem keeping up at the 600 square foot. It'll really be able to keep up at that time. So April's here. We can get back to work. All right, we got the cable coming into the building and down. This is temporary because I don't really want to place it. Got some zip straps hanging, holding it. Got the router upside down, so the zip straps hold it. And then we just have it plugged into a drop cord temporarily. But that gives us internet in the barn, so that when we come right over here, Miss A can say, Alexa, what time is it?
It's 2:38 p.m.
Alexa, are you connected to the internet?
I am connected to the internet.
There we go. So some of the final checks we were doing, looks like we were getting about 12 to, it was anywhere from 10 to 12 megs download, and then anywhere from, it was actually more, 13 to 15 up. So good internet speeds. I'm liking it. So pretty happy about it. So now we can stream unlimited here without using our phones. Or, not that I would put a high-speed server up here, but I do eventually, because remember, all this right here is going to be closed in and air conditioned and everything else. So I'm thinking I might put a backup server up here for just backups, which could slowly leach data from the house to here and then store it off-site quote unquote off-site, so that it would be, my backup data would be stored in a different location. So pretty excited about that. But once we get all this stabilized, once we get the house sold and we get all this closed in, I'll find a better, more permanent location for that. Anyway, very excited. Very, very happy to have internet at the barn.